Hello everyone, welcome to another video with me, Womble Leader on World of Tanks console, and you join me in the 45 TP, the Polish Tier 7 heavy tank at Liberty Falls in a very Tier 8-esque game. We are one of only 4 Tier 7s on each team, so not the best matchmaking, but of course it could be a lot worse. We don't have to face any Tier 9s here in our Tier 7. And I've got a battle here for you, which I think is quite interesting. I think there's a lot of things here that highlight just how good World of Tanks can be, and yeah, if every battle kind of went this way, I think, you know, people would be, you know, they don't always go this way, but if every battle went this way, let's just say maybe this is the kind of battle that you kind of, sometimes you have to suffer the bad battles for to get a battle that works out this way. So getting into the action, we have already picked up our first kill and our first damage as we fire a shot across the valley into a Tiger who's made the classic mistake of exposing their tank to all the tank destroyers sitting there just waiting for somebody to make the very mistake that the Tiger made, and we put one right through the front of them. I don't know what the pen is on this gun, but you know, I think it's 160mm of pen it's got, so it's going to go through the front of a Tiger fairly easily with its 100mm of flat armour. Now the 45 TP is a tank that doesn't really have anything particularly special about it, but doesn't have anything particularly bad about it. I think the biggest feature of this tank is probably that alpha damage on the gun. I think it's 300 alpha damage it does, so for a tier 7 heavy tank it's quite high. Not too many other tanks can kind of knock out the same kind of alpha damage as the 45 TP can. I'm thinking maybe what the T29 obviously has 320 in the American line, but I can't think of too many other tier 7s that can do that kind of damage through a single shell. The rest of the attributes about it are all fairly standard fare. The armour's not terrible in a top tier game. It's like a lot of tanks in the game. In a top tier game, you do okay. But we're trying to rack up a little bit of damage now. We're just trying to support our team on this flank. Our team didn't push very far forward on this flank, so we have given the initiative to the enemy team. And we do have some support in the form of a, I don't know what the heavy tank is up there, but we've got a tank destroyer, we've got a light tank in the corner, which is maybe not the best use of the vision that they should be given. We are getting focused here by artillery as well, and we are also now down by 5 tanks, so it's not looking particularly promising. The enemy team are going to try and capitalise on their numbers advantage, I am sure. We take our first damage of the game as the Sky Cancer puts one around about the rear of our tank and takes 170 of our hit points. Here comes a Diamondback, a British tier 8 premium tank destroyer, lots of frontal armour. They are sensing the kill here. They are sensing the fact that maybe they have the potential for a big game, as our team has started to suffer some pretty heavy losses, but we've kind of started to turn it around a little bit. We were down by 6 tanks, we're now only down by 3. This often happens. Teams get a little bit complacent as the numbers game starts to take effect, and they do things like that G-Saw there, who runs into a round from myself in the T34-3 and loses the last of their remaining hit points. But we do have a Diamondback up there. We've also got an Emil 1951 as well, and both of those tanks are going to mess me up pretty quickly if we try and engage them frontally and head on. So we're just trying to use our brain basically here. We're just trying to kind of make sure there'll be a distraction pop up there. If we can do nothing else except, you know, take the Artifier, I guess we are proving useful for our team. It has now become 8 versus 8. In fact, you would maybe suggest that we've got an advantage in terms of tanks because they have 2 artillery, but no, artillery in these situations can also be pretty handy as well. So it's in the balance, this one. We've kind of brought it back. Our team has done a really good job of defending this flank, and I remember playing this game and kind of being, you know, rooting for my team. I was going, come on guys, yes, we're doing a good job here, nobody's thrown their tank away, and we've managed to kind of redress the balance. But we're 14-9 down at one point, and now it's 8 versus 8. And the Sky Cancer has thankfully decided it wants to start shooting the T34-3 rather than me. So Obviously, we're not going to go through the front of a Diamondback, so we've moved to fire high explosive rounds, and we put one into the cupola there, and we shave 136 hit points off the heavily armoured British tank destroyer. Another 97 hit points there. This is why I always suggest carrying a decent amount of high explosive, because in these situations, you know, you can just be such a pest to a tank like that. You know, they're thinking their armour is, you know, they're impenetrable to your tank, and then you shoot them and you damage them, and they're probably sitting going, how did they do that? They're maybe not realising you're firing high explosive, they're maybe only realising that you're just damaging them, and therefore they start to fall back, as you can see the Diamondback has started to do. Another 15 damage there. It's all going to add up in the end, isn't it? And they are now down to a one shot for most of our comrades in arms here. And we are now down by one tank, so the enemy team now still holding the advantage, but only a slim one at that. And yeah, I was really proud of the team on this flank, honestly. The kind of the way everybody kind of maintained their hit points, maintained the positions, didn't throw their tank away, allowed them to come at us, let their complacency kind of be their downfall, to be honest with you. And we eventually grind them down, and we take the advantage in the battlefield here, and we're going to put a big round into the SU 130 PM, a high explosive round there through the very thin armour of the turret. 370 damage, our third kill, 1700 damage, 375 assistance, and now it's our turn to go on the offensive. But you've also got to be very careful that we don't fall for the same thing that happened to the enemy team, so caution is also not a bad thing in this situation as well. Our light tank though has gone deep into the enemy lines now, trying to seek out the artillery, no doubt, as I would be in a light tank in this situation. If we can remove that artillery, we really give ourselves a big advantage. We remove the kind of unknown factor, you know, the tank that can shoot you and damage you without having line of sight. So the artillery is now spotted, the light tank's putting a couple of shots in. Now we kind of hesitate too much here because we should have just moved forward. We eventually realise that the artillery is just there, but it's too late for us to get a shot into them, which is a shame indeed. Obviously I would love to put a round into the artillery. It is now 5 versus 4. We really should be in the box seats for this one, shouldn't we? But this is World of Tanks, nothing is ever certain. I'm sure when the enemy team seen we were down to 9 tanks and they had only lost 1 tank, the enemy team, I'm pretty sure a lot of the enemy team at that point thought this was an easy win, and it now turns out that we are 2 tanks up. Surely we can bring this one home. It'd be a very nice victory indeed, as I said, given how the early stages of this one went. But as I'm rambling on here talking a whole lot of nonsense, you will have noticed I am being very indecisive in what to do with my tank. I'm trying to get some snipey shots, but I'm not really a sniper tank, and it's now down to 3 versus 2. We still have the advantage, but our team is now, which you should never really let happen in this situation. You should try and stick together as a group, so if you come across an enemy tank and they take out one of you, the other 2 should be able to take them out. And it's definitely me that makes the mistake here. I should have been with my teammates. My teammates are advancing, and there was absolutely no guarantees when they got spotted up that we were able to get any shots into them. The SU 130 PM, another one. How many of them was there in the game? Definitely 2, because we shot 1 and then killed 1 in the middle, and that one's still surviving. So was there 2, was there 3? I have no idea. Anyway, our teammates are going in. The light tank's got full health. The SU does take out the AMX AC-48 to make it 2 versus 2. And yeah, I should have been down there. I should have been a lot closer than what I am at the moment. I mean, I've literally done nothing now for the last 3 minutes, folks. I've done absolutely nothing for the last 3 minutes. Eventually I decide I'm going to go try and get down to support my light tank. But I fear that we've maybe left it too late. Isn't it a 2 versus 2? The light tank, the Lynx, does take out the SU, so it does give us a 2 versus 1 advantage. The remaining enemy tank is a Hawk 12, so that's the tier 8 German light tank. And now our Lynx, Rob Zombie, is engaging that tank there. 175 hit points left, 268 hit points left on the Hawk 12. And that means they are a one shot for us if we can get a shot into them, but it is now a 1 versus 1. They need to shoot us 3 times, I think, at least, or kind of, that was certainly my thought process, because the alpha damage on that gun, I've never played it, I reckon it's maybe, what, 240? So they do need to shoot us 3 times to take us out, whereas we only need to hit them once. But this isn't a good situation for us. Obviously, they're a light tank, and we are in the middle of the map here, and they can easily use their spotting mechanics and camouflage to shoot us from an unspotted position. We do have pretty good view range though on the 45 TP, so we can spot for ourselves in these situations. We do get into a little bit of a shooting battle here. The Hawk 12 puts one through the front of us. We fire 2 shots in return, both of which we fluff. We should have at least hit one of them. We are going to get a third bite of the cherry. Oh my god, we've missed that one as well. And now, are we going to get a 4th bite at the cherry? He's hanging about. He fires one into the rock there, and he's off to try and use his camouflage. Now, I did decide at this point, you know what? I have to be at least within vision spotting range of the light tank if we're going to engage them here, because if we sit in the middle of the map, we can't cap out. He can just sit up on that ridge up there in a bush. He'll easily spot us, and he will just remove our hit points. So we had to get in close. We had to make sure if we were engaging them, we were in, just basically take that spot and that camouflage advantage away from them, to try and make sure this one was a more even battle. They're up on the bridge, which was an interesting choice. I thought I'm going to try and use this rock, side scrape off this one, try and keep the majority of my tank hidden. We do have that big cupola there though sticking out. The light tank only has the top of, you know, very smart, puts a shot into the front of us. There we are now, both a one shot. Oh my god, again. Look at, I actually thought that one went right through his turret, but when we look at the still, we hit the banister, or the guardrail on the bridge there. So just trying to keep our tank hidden. We get another shot, do we? Are we going to get another shot into? We bounce that one. The return shot goes to the left hand side. We hit the guardrail once again. Got to try and keep the tank hidden here. I thought we were hidden, but no. The cupola must have been shown. He puts a nice shot into the cupola. A little bit of a heartbreak, that one. Really felt that we should have won the battle, and I kind of put the blame on myself in that one, to be honest with you folks. We hesitated far too much when it was a 4 versus 2, and we had more than enough shots to try and get the shot into the HWK-12. I call it the Hawk. I think it's called the Hawk in the garage. I don't know. But yeah, a little bit of a heartbreak, that one, and I'll take that one on the chin. That was kind of down to me, I suspect. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that one. World of Tanks at its best. A good tight close battle. A battle that looked like it was lost. We turned around. Heartbreak at the end. Thanks for watching folks. Catch you next one. Goodbye now.